Then I always say, I work for the rich people. When you work for the rich people, you have a tendency to think like them. You do what they do. You copy, they move, the more people make. The reason why the rich people are making that, because poor people are missing the most important piece. There's good debt and bad debt. I'm not here to be a philosopher. I'm just taking you through my journey right now. So, I like to say this, I work for the rich people because I really do work for the rich people. And the most important thing, these niggas was talking about $1 million plays. They was talking about $1 million deals, bro. $1 million contracts, $1 million, like, I kept hearing million. That's what I kept hearing at the table. Million. You know, I was like, oh my God, I'm in the right place. Oh, I'm in the right place. That's what I kept telling myself, because it was like, this is where I was trying to be. I wanted to be around the table with the sharks, with the people that's, you know, that they... Okay, hey everybody, this is Lamont Ellis, the acquisition manager. Today we have a video. This video will be about OPM, other people's money. Just thinking differently. This video, I wanted to put this video out because I was thinking about when I first started, bro. It was so hard to do half of these things I'm doing now. I'm running laps over my old self, so I compete with my old self a lot. You know, I look at my old self and I push my new self, you know, more than my old self. My old self, he wouldn't have did half of the stuff I'm doing now. But I say all that to say this. I'm over here utilizing this platform, putting myself out there, talking to people, you know, moving and grooving. Like I say, I work for the rich people. You know, I work for the people that are mover and groovers. You know, they using their OPM, other people's money. They're lending, they're putting plays together, finding people. They're doing all these things to specifically flip money, in a sense. I always say this, the difference between poor people and rich people is the thinking. It's the thinking process. So poor people are missing a piece of education that's not being taught in school, which is why I always say, Uncle Sam, I need to talk to you. We need to have a conversation, because there's a lot that my people need to know so we can level up. Man. But the truth of the matter is, there's a thinking difference. Poor people, they always spend their money on items. They spend their money on the new iPhone, the new purse, the new shoes, the new games. Don't get me wrong, I buy the games too, and I do certain things too. But what I'm saying is, like, 4 different buckets. I have a saving bucket. I have a walking bucket. I call it walking money. When you out and about, that's the bucket you touch. And then I have a rainy day bucket, and then I have a investment bucket. So each of these buckets get split up with money. So you want to split these buckets up. The reason why is because you comfortable now. Now you got some good. You can make some moves. So I say all that to say this platform right here. This is a good opportunity to mingle with other people and utilize what they have, and we can put a play together. So I mainly use this. I just recently purchased it not too long ago, and I mainly use it education and networking, and really looking into other things. So this is a syndication platform. I plan on being an LP and a GP. For those who don't know what I mean when I use these acronyms, GP is a general partner, and then an LP is a limited partner. So a limited partner is a person that raises the money, they go get the money. For me, I want to be that person. I need to go talk to the money people. I need to speak that language some more. I need to work on that. Again, OPM. And then the GP, the general partner, is the person that runs and operates the apartment. He doesn't run it because you can put a property manager in place. But what I'm saying, he runs it. He take care of, let me say it like this. He take care of he take care of the boss responsibilities, making sure the repairs are done when it's supposed to, making sure the property manager is doing their job, making sure the LLC is structured correctly. That's the general partner, and that's the out. So I be on both sides of this because I want both experience. I want the experience so I can figure out which one I like the most. And also being a GP, you get upfront capital and you get back end capital. So you get equity in the play. If that didn't make sense to y'all, so let me explain it this way. I just got into this real estate deal with no money at all. I got into the real estate deal not using any of my personal capital. I raised a certain amount of money, and then at the same time, I received a certain amount of money because I put the actual deal together. This platform is useful because it brings you to those people that are doing it. So this is something I always say. I work for the rich people. When you work for the rich people, you have a tendency to think like them. You do what they do. You copy, they move. What the common people do, and that's what the common people do. The common people, they spend their money on trinkets, the new iPhones, the new headphones that just came up. That's the common people. This world is built off of shout out to Grant Cardone. That's what people make. The reason why the rich people are making that because poor people are missing the most important piece. There's good debt and bad debt. I'm not here to be a philosopher. I'm just taking you through my journey right now. So I like to say this. I work for the rich people because I really do work for the rich people. I work for the rich people that's willing to get this far and think about this. Like, this is crazy to me because when I look back at my old self, I used to sabotage myself so much, bro. The fact that I'm saying I used to sabotage myself, bro, is crazy because, again, like, okay, perfect example. I used to, my very first time, one of my very first times going to a public meeting that was outside of real estate, and it was a networking meeting. And so I was so nervous. I was so nervous to go, bro. I would come up with reasons to try to talk myself out of it. But in the back of my mind, I always thought, like, you're going to let this come between you and your future. You're going to let this come between you and your money. For me, I was so focused because I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted to be we could get up to the B's, but I'm not chasing it. And the reason why I don't want to chase it because those people, they say they're not that happy. The millionaires, they happy because they can do what they want. That's me. Leave me in the millionaire bracket. Look at the vision board if you want to know how your boy look at. But I'm thinking in a different level. Again, I'm around these people. I know the moves to make. We got stuff in the we got stuff in the crock pot. That's all I can say. We got stuff in the crock pot. And when you become an entrepreneur and you start thinking business, like you start thinking money, like you start to understand why the rich people are rich. So one of the things I used to do, I used to self-sabotage myself. When I went in that room, man, it was like I tried to come up with every reason to not do it. But one of the things I realized was if you can get control of your actual emotions, if you can control your emotions, for me, I used to do things to let myself know, let my emotions know, hey, nigga, I'm in charge. You not in charge. You can't trick me out my position, my nigga. And that ain't happening. Nope. And for me, it was one of those things where I understood, when you in front of money, when you in front of people with money, what's buddy name? Hold on real quick. Right here, help me get it together because I'm winning. I don't know about y'all, but I'm winning.
I can tell after about 90 seconds, winner, loser. The ability to present yourself physically without speaking a word, your presence, your aura is a big deal because you only walk into a room and meet new people once, and they're looking at you, you're looking at them, and it's how you deal with that nervousness, that nervous energy. I can tell.
Thank you. You solved my problem. When I seen that, it was like a light bulb went off because I was like, okay, so if that's the hurdle, then watch this. We gonna kill that motherfucker. We gonna watch this. Because, again, the biggest thing is when you got these flaws, you got to look at them for what they are. They are flaws. You can fix your flaws. And for me, that was one of the things that I realized, when you look, when this your first time and you nervous, you know you ain't got, it's uncomfortable to you. You got to learn how to move correct. And for me, that was one of the things that I learned how to do. I learned how to move correct. And moving correct, it helped me get into a lot of private rooms that, I'm like, damn, I'm in this bitch. Oh, perfect example. The private room I was talking about earlier. So I ain't finished the story. So I had got invited to a private event, and I was the only so first of all, let me explain. So I got invited to a private event, and they fell in love with my old business. Most people don't know I had another business. It was 360 Pet Supplies. So that business, I was doing good marketing, whatever, and I had like over 10,000 people online constantly looking at the blog, but I couldn't get nobody to buy anything from it. So I was like, oh crap. All right, is this what you want to do? I started hiring people that gave me suggestions, but I didn't have the drive for it like I have for real estate. At the same time, I was doing real estate. I had two things at once. I had options. So I had two things at once. And what I realized was for me to be the best version, for me to be the best version I can be, real estate had to be the only option because I knew with real estate, I knew where I could take myself. Strategically, without a doubt, I used to thrift at the time, and I quit thrifting to go to wholesaling. But wholesaling, see, for me, I was so impatient. It was taking too long, and I was like, oh. But it was taking so long because now when I look back, there was so many things that I didn't know that I'm blessed to know now. And when I look at my reality now, like, oh, nigga, you getting ready to walk across the damn finish line. Keep on going. Nigga, you damn near tripping over that goddamn finish line. You survived. So I look at it now and I'm able to do that. But that's what helped me deal with that anxious and nervousness. Like I say, I work for the rich people. When you work for the rich people, you know how to move. You know the decisions to make. You know not to drop the ball. And even if you do drop the ball, don't let it define you. You can't. So I look at that like this, when it comes to making business decisions, when it comes to making money, that's what this is. You got to remove your flaws. For me, I'm not saying to be perfect, but you got to remove your flaws. And that's one thing I keep saying this. I need to talk to Uncle Sam because nigga, I'm learning the law and I'm starting to figure out, hold on, that's not fair to my culture because half of my culture, they don't speak this language. Okay, everybody. So one of the things I forgot to mention also. So about that private event. So when I went there, I got invited by the host. I had a previous relationship with the host. The host, he was a cool dude. He sat and had coffee with me, and we sat and talked for a couple hours about my upbringing, where I come from, the drive I got, the hustle, the ideas, the branding, how I got into affiliate marketing, etc. And I told him I was in real estate also. So we was talking for a good minute. And he stayed in contact with me and still do every now and then he'll check on me. Was doing. And the funny thing is when John Lee walked in, I was already introducing myself to three other people. So John Lee, he was like, it was funny because he was like, oh, you fit good in here. He was like, oh, you do good in here. I was like, yeah. So he wanted to sit by me. Again, he invited me, so he wanted to make sure I was comfortable. Everybody, they could tell that I was the only, well, obviously, I'm the only African American. I'm the only nigga with dreads in there. But I would just say this, you was able to tell I was the only one in there that was African, But how I carried myself in there, I carried myself well. I conducted business well. And the most important thing, these niggas was talking about $1 million plays. They was talking about $1 million deals, bro. $1 million contracts, $1 million, like, I kept hearing million. That's what I kept hearing at the table. Million. I was like, oh my God, I'm in the right place. Oh, I'm in the right place. That's what I kept telling myself because it was like, this is where I was trying to be. I wanted to be around the table with the sharks, with the people that's, that they swimming in deep waters, they in muddy waters. And that's why, if you catch me on a bad day in wholesaling, I'm gonna tell you the truth. These people greedy. But I love these people. They shout out to them. They money people. They watching the money. They tracking the money. They understand where it's going. They know how to flip. They know how to move. They financially literate. They on point. And not saying every financially literate person don't drop the ball. Look at Dave Ramsey. He went through bankruptcy. So you got to be willing, and I say all that because Donald Trump did too. You got to be willing to take the hit. To me, how I look at it, it could be a chess move if you know what you're doing. Yeah, I haven't did much research on it, but I heard that's a way for you to basically clear the deck, start over. I say all that to say this, at the end of the day, us as Americans, and this is why I really want to find the right people so I could put this in place. But again, I got so many goals we can't talk about that until I get that part in place. But I feel like America, the biggest thing is the education piece. It's not like education is not being taught. Financial literacy ain't being taught. People are not having conversations with millionaires. Like I say, I work for the millionaire. So it's easy for me to see what's going on. And I wouldn't even say just millionaires. I work for the money people. I work for the people that's trying to flip their money. When I say I work for the rich people, I work for the rich people that's willing to take their investment, or somebody that's willing to utilize their stock, somebody that's willing to take a HELOC out of their home and use that equity to purchase another property. Or, of course, make sure y'all follow the SEC rules, but, make a couple moves to get the money up. So that's what I work for. I work for the rich people. I say the rich people because the people that's willing to make business moves. They willing to flip their money. They willing to take the risk. Everybody know that this is a risk. Everybody know that. That's why a lot of seasoned people say, hey, if you ain't got no skin in the game, they don't want to do business with you. For me, I'm coming in strategic. I'm bringing skin in the game and the deal to the table. Fuckers you talking about. There is no denying me. That's how I'm moving. I move like a general. I move like you gonna have to see me how serious how serious I'm coming to the table. You physically gonna have to see me. You gonna have to have that conversation. Cause I'm moving like that. I take time. Boy, I take so much time to get this right. Oh, okay. Wrong person. But yeah, guys, I work for the rich people.